Hey, Amsel. I didn't expect to see you out here going for a walk to the park. Oh, well, hey, don't let me keep you, but if you're looking for just like, here's some random stuff you never knew you'd wanted to know, I was like reading this book about customs and I was like, got interested and was researching online and I found out so many random facts that if you just need like a break from your regular routine, like, I've got my coffee, you've got mine. I mean, you've got yours too. Anyways, what am I saying? Hey, like, why don't you just like spend your coffee break here with me, and let me tell you all this neat stuff, and you can go back to like allowing everybody else with all this new info. Yeah. Well, I don't know. You know me. I'm always looking up random things so that I can just like feed my brain and fire off some neurons. But like, let me tell you what I've been finding out. Okay. So, last time I saw you, I was telling you about some like customs, and we got a bit churchy. So I don't want to do that to you again. But like, why is June the most popular month for weddings? I think that's where I left off. And I know there's some like rhyme about the June bride is happy for life, and I think at the time I was telling you, um, people want to get married in the month of June, and it's because there's a goddess of marriage named Juno, and so they thought that would bring you extra luck to get married in the month named after her. And I think that's kind of cool. I mean, I'm Venus. I'm all about love. And also, oh yeah, that is right. So when a June bride, if they assuming they got pregnant right away, they wouldn't be too pregnant when it's time to do the harvest, so the family wouldn't starve over the winter, and then she would probably have recovered from, oh man, I don't know who, giving birth if there were no complications, so that she could be in the fields, back ready to work, ready to go. And I think that's where I left you. Like, my aunts tell me stories like this, that they were up and out there, and my grandma out and up there is. I mean, I guess they didn't stay in bed longer than was felt necessary. But hopefully they're all okay, right? And then, and then I was talking about wedding bands and why we do announcements. It happened like, it happened in like 800 AD to make sure people weren't hiding that they had another wife or husband in some other town. And to make sure that nobody was marrying their cousin. Because when women get married, people forget, like my grandma and your grandma, they're actually sisters. People forget because women would have their names changed. Maybe not so much these days, but yeah. And then, okay, so I think I know about this. You might know about this, but why does a groom carry his bride over the threshold? The custom of carrying a bride over the threshold comes from the kidnapping practices of the Germanic Goths. Now, I always thought it was Roman soldiers because they kidnapped those women from Sabine and made them their new wives. Anyways, so they're blaming Germans here in this version that I found. They would raid neighboring villages and seize the young girls to carry home as their wives. So, from this practice of abduction sprang the now symbolic act of carrying the bride over the threshold as you're taking her. Wow, no sense of choice. But I know that they would dress the bridesmaids like the bride so that there's less likelihood you'd actually nab the right one and she could get to her wedding day. I think that was another thing. And wearing the veil up the aisle so that anybody who's like envious of you can't give you the evil eye. Supposedly the veil would shield you from that, which is really great. Although other people were using the veil to hide in arranged marriages that maybe she's not all there until it's too late. Nah, your family take care of her now. Yay. Terrible. But we see these bits and pieces in movies, Okay. Why do brides wear something old, something new, something borrowed, and something blue to their wedding days? Here's what I found out. Okay. According to wedding tradition, the bride wears something old to remind the couple of the happiness of the courting period. She wears something new to represent the hopeful success of the couple's new life together. Something borrowed to symbolize the support of friends. Oh, that's nice. And something blue because it's the color of fidelity. Ah, yes. I know in those kissing bows, Christmas decorations, blue is the color of loyalty. Yeah, of fidelity here. Okay. If a bride wears a single girlfriend's garter, it will improve that girl's prospects of marriage. So your garter came from your girlfriend, who's the next to be married? I guess that's before they started throwing those very expensive bouquets out there. Traffic's so noisy, but it's so nice today to be outside. The weather's mild, don't have to wear a coat. Makes me feel better. What do you say, little Robin? Little Robin Redbreast. Oh, lucky. I like seeing the robins out this time of year. Today was the first day I saw a whole bunch of robins out. Well, actually, last night when it rained, they were trying to grab the worms. And today they're looking for food, but I think that's a good sign too. I like them. So here's another one. Why do bridegrooms have a best man? In ancient times, most marriages were arranged, and so the groom wasn't always the bride's first choice. The man she favored would often swear to carry her off before or during the wedding. To avoid this, the groom stood on the bride's right to keep his sword arm free and would enlist a warrior companion to fight off the rival if he showed up. This companion was in fact the best man for the job. Make sure they don't run off with my woman. You got it, bestie. That's hilarious. What do you guys think of this? So nice. Hey, how's your beverage doing over there? Are you feeling hydrated? I feel so parched. Even though I've been drinking beverages all day, I'm feeling so parched. I love my iced coffees here, so I'm just going to chill like my coffee. All right. So what else can I tell you about customs? Well, why is a wedding reception called a bridal party? The expressions bridal feast, bridal bed, and bridal cake, among other bridal references, all date back to around 1200, when a wedding was a rather boisterous and bawdy affair. Okay, so people got loud. Oh, they were drinking, right? The word bridal comes from bride's ale, which was a special beer brewed for the wedding and then sold to the guests to raise money for the newlyweds. Oh, cool. These were our first cash bars. Okay, because of the bride ale, weddings were quite rowdy until around the 17th century, so 1600s, when the church managed to get a grip on the whole thing. Oh, man. You guys again. Well, they like their wine. They're just biased, that's all. I don't know. Why do we drink a toast on special occasions? By the 6th century BC, 500 years before Christ if you're a Christian person, Greeks had discovered that poisoning wine was an excellent way to get rid of their enemies. And so to reassure guests at a social function, it became necessary for the host to take the first drink. Oh, yeah. And in some cultures, in my own in the past, the oldest unmarried daughter would take that first drink from her father's cup. It's like a curse on your soul if you were to kill an innocent. So that was a way to protect the head of household. The Romans added a piece of burnt bread or toastus to the custom because it absorbed acid, making the wine more pleasant to drink. Flattering words were spoken before or during the toast ceremony to reassure the guests of their safety. I also know the clinking of the glasses was that if they didn't poison the wine but poison the cup itself, the rim, then you're spreading it around. We've all touched glasses. That's why you wait till everybody toasts in there. Clink, clink. If you're going to get me, I'm taking you with me. All right. Why does everyone touch wine glasses before drinking at a dinner party? Oop, maybe I just gave it away. The custom of touching wine glasses came from a medieval host's precaution against being poisoned by guests, or vice versa. The original ritual was that while touching glasses, a little wine was exchanged, poured from one goblet into the other around the table. Then everyone took their first drink at the same time. By mixing drinks this way, the host and everyone else could be assured that no assassin was in their midst. Also be careful of ice cubes. I've heard some old-timey Italian lords and ladies were offed by as the ice cubes melted, the poison went into their drink. So yeah, be careful of that too. Everybody be careful. Why do we roll out a red carpet for special guests? The red carpet treatment dates back to the 1930s when a carpet of that color led passengers to a luxurious train, the 20th Century Limited, which ran between New York and Chicago. The 20th Century was the most famous in America and was totally first class, with accommodation and dining car menus that were considered the height of luxury for their time. Walking the red carpet to the train meant you were about to be treated like royalty. Ooh, I like that. I wonder if they still have it and if they do any tours on those things. I know I've always wanted to do like a train tour, but yeah, haven't done one yet. But that would be interesting. Okay. Why do we put candles on a birthday cake? The Greeks borrowed celebrating birthdays from the Egyptians. I didn't know that at all. A lot of Greek friends that I grew up around actually use their day and they pay for the party to feed their friends and family to thank you for being in their life. So I didn't know that there were those from the ancient Egyptian times. Greeks from the Egyptians. I gotta like it. Okay. And why? All right, let's see here. So from what I found, they took it from the pharaohs themselves and the cake idea from the Persians. Ooh. Then early Christians did away with birthday parties for a while until the custom reemerged with candles in Germany in the 12th century, so 1100s. That's like the Dark Ages. Awakened with the arrival of a birthday cake topped with lighted candles, which were changed and kept lit until after the family meal. The honored child would make a wish that, it was said, would come true only if the candles were blown out in a single breath. And we still try to do that today. Honestly, now that I'm older, I see the spittle going everywhere. I don't want to eat cake. I don't want to eat cake anymore if anyone has candles. That's gross. Anyways, but that's what happened. Okay. Why are flags flown at half staff? I know right now we're flying ours half staff for our Pope that just passed. Even in public school boards, I noticed, which was interesting. A nice token of respect there. And yeah, so sad. In the 16th century, 1500s, ships would lower their flag halfway as a sign of submission during battle, and it was said that they were flying at half-mast. On reaching port, the flag remained half lowered in honor of those who had sacrificed their lives. In the 17th century, the ritual moved to land, where it was said the flags were at half-staff as a sign of respect for any individual who had died serving his country beyond the call of duty. That's touching. Oh no. Well, I'm going to skip some of this stuff I researched because I don't want to get too saddening for you. I just want to give you a little, mini break to lime things up, So, in honor of our coffee break, I'll just give you a couple more here. Okay. Why do the British drive on the left side of the road while Americans use the right? I've always wanted to know this myself. The British custom of driving on the left was passed down from the Romans. The chariot driver stayed on the left in order to meet an approaching enemy with his right sword hand. Americans switched to driving on the right because on covered wagons the brakes were built on the left, forcing the driver to sit on that same side, and consequently to drive on the right so they could have a clear view of the road. I like very practical. Okay. Why do we use X's as kisses in the bottom of a letter, like XXX, XOXO? During medieval times, most people could neither read nor write, and even those who could sign their names were required to follow it with an X, symbolizing the cross of St. Andrew, or the contract would be required to kiss the cross, which through time is how the X became associated with a lover's kiss. And the X was needed to make the contract legal. Oh, that's interesting. Kiss it here. X marks the spot. Okay. How do we start the ritual of kissing a wound to make it better? Everyone with children has kissed a small bruise or cut to make it better. This comes from one of our earliest medicinal procedures for the treatment of snakebite. Noticing that a victim could be saved if the venom was sucked out through the point of entry, early doctors soon began treating all infections, abrasions by putting their lips to the wound and sucking out the poison. Medicine moved on, but the belief that a kiss can make it all better still lingers. That's kind of really sweet. I just always thought that was a mommy thing to do, just to placate your emotional feelings. But it's come down the line from sucking out the bites, the poison, the venoms. Well, some bruises and stuff, they get that yellowy puzzy stuff. That is a poison. You don't want to have sepsis. But I hope they brush their teeth. Anyways. Okay. Just a couple more little foods for your thoughts. And I'll let you get back to going wherever you were heading before I met you here. I love it. Okay, so how did flipping a coin become a decision maker? I love it because I invented a drink called the coin toss. I think I shared it with you guys once in a recipe blitz. You can check my Riddle Me Din Din episodes to find out about that. But the Lydians minted the first coins in 10 BC, but it wasn't until 900 years later that the coin toss became a decision maker. Julius Caesar's head appeared on one side of every Roman coin of his time. And such was the reverence for the emperor that in his absence, often serious litigation was decided by the flip of a coin. If Caesar's head landed upright, it meant that through the guidance of the gods, he agreed in absentia with the decision in question. I so would wait for my ruler to be in the bathroom and start flipping our coins. I don't think I've seen any with Charles's face on it yet. I still have all the ones from his mom, and I'm happy with that. And a couple from her dad, his granddad, George. To major citizens, will you fund my university career? Flip, flip, yeah! You said yes, the gods decided with your face. Your face went up, here we are. Will you buy me a Lamborghini? Yeah! Flip, flip, flip. Totally, like everybody saw. It totally, your face flipped right up. I gotta have it. The God said so. I mean, if you're like the Holy Roman Emperor, you're a son of the gods, right? You're a god? Well, your dad said so. Well, you were gods. You gotta obey him. You gotta obey fate and destiny and all that. All those gods. Yeah, I love it. Okay. Seriously, though, I have found just a couple more tiny little fun facts to feed your brain and then send you on your way with new things to talk about with other people. Can you believe it? All right. Saving you the trouble of having to do the reading. Okay. Monkey Feast. I've never heard of this, but it's out there. Okay, so here we go. So the Monkey Buffet Festival is an annual event held in Lopburi, Thailand, where locals offer a feast of fruits and vegetables and other treats to the resident macaque monkeys. They are believed to bring good luck to anyone who feeds them. I think that's sweet and cute and nice. It's really cute. I just don't want them to attack me expecting food every day that I walk by. All right. This is a really weird one. It's called baby jumping. Okay. The baby jumping festival in El Colacho is a Spanish tradition where men dressed as devils leap over rows of babies. They do this in Spain. Okay. Lying on mattresses, believed to cleanse them of sin and ensure good health. I just hope no one falls backwards on the babies. I wouldn't risk my baby for that, but all right, men, don't go to confession, jump babies. Oh, that sounds so wrong. I didn't mean it the way that came out. Okay, no. Okay. Cheese chase. Okay, there is a cheese chase of rolling fine cheeses. It's okay. So it's called the Cheese Rolling Festival. It's held annually on Cooper's Hill in Gloucestershire, England, where participants will chase a big wheel of cheese down a steep hill, risking injury in pursuit of the coveted prize. I know they also do giant cheese bowling or bocce with cheese in Italy too. I've seen that. Okay. Oh my goodness. Radish carving. Okay. If you like radishes, I do sometimes. Okay. The Night of the Radishes, or Noc de Rabanos, is a unique Christmas tradition. Ooh, in Oaxaca, Mexico. Oh, I hope I said that right. Oaxaca, Mexico. Okay. Where there are artisans that carve elaborate scenes out of radishes, showcasing their creativity and skill. And I guess afterwards when you use them, it turns things pink and tastes really good. All right. How are we doing? How are you doing on time, Emsel? Do you have to get back? Yeah. Maybe I've kept you a little too busy today. I don't want to keep you too long. So I'm just going to finish my iced coffee here, and I'm going to head back through the park back to my place. If you want to meet me later, you should. It's Sunday. I'm going to be on live for Dragonflight Follies, so we've got to get back into WoW. We still can. Haven't earned enough gold for that WoW token yet. But anyways, neither here nor there. That's just my little custom for Sunday nights. But you're welcome to join me later. Hey, take care out there. I'm so glad I saw you. And yeah, I'll see you later, okay? Catch you later. Bye, Emsol.